What up, vlog? It's Monday morning. The best, I swear. Trevor is just a stud. Yes, Trevor's 1 week into his rescue. Here they all are. Like, dogs just create so much connection. It just never ceases to amaze me. We were just down the beach, and literally all the greyhounds that we met last week, we met 3 different greyhounds last week, were all down on the beach at the same time. So we had like greyhound gang. It was super cool. I'll throw you the video. But yeah, everyone just wants to talk to Trev. Trev's a big stud, aren't you, Trev? Hey? But yeah, so that was super cool. I've enrolled for since my separation, I've decided that I probably want to do a bit more work on my attachment, my relationship skills, because there's two people that contribute to a separation, and obviously there's parts of myself that I do need to have a look at. I'm a big believer that, I think we can all get into these cycles of blame and, yeah, but if he didn't do this, or if he just did that, or if he, but the reality is that doesn't get you anywhere. It just doesn't get you anywhere to think externally and base your life experience on the actions and the words of other people. Really the only thing that we've got control over in this world is our responses and our internal state, the way that we process things. To me, it's all a choice, conscious or unconscious. It's all a choice, and it can all be repatterned and rewired. And so I joined this program. I think there's a guy, his name is Grant, that runs it. I think his business is called Primal Fathers or something, Primal something. And he runs 2 separate parts. So one's the female part, one's the male part. I'm obviously in the female part. You don't have to be still in a relationship. Well, I'm not in a relationship anymore. I'm doing this just for me. And they're big on that. They're big on, you do this for you. It doesn't matter whether you're in a partnership right now. It doesn't matter if your partner's decided to do it or not. So the session today was on over-functioning. And I could, in the past, I was somewhat related to that. But the way they explained it today, I was just like, wow, martyrdom and self-sacrifice. And there was something that really interesting that they've presented to me that I never really thought of it in this context before, in that self-sacrifice, they framed it up as martyrdom, that pathological sort of doing for others for a couple of reasons in your mind, mainly being, well, if I don't do it, no one else will do it, or he is not going to be going to do it like I do it. It's that fear of, something not going right or something not going at all. For example, we just had Peggy's birthday, and he plays sort of minimal roles in the decision making in general around things like that. Mind you, of course he does play a minimal role, because I've ordered all the presents 6 weeks ago, right? So they talk about self-sacrifice and doing all of the things, which eventually becomes martyrdom, because you get the shits with everybody, because you look around and you're the only one doing things. It's that resentment cycle, which is not comfortable for anybody, but it's actually driven by control. That self-sacrifice, the underlying function is over control. And that basically, you disempower everybody around you, because you're always 10 steps ahead of everybody, orchestrating and intervening and disrupting and getting in there and, taking the lead. And because the alternative to that, which is nothing other than not having control, which is what I'm learning now, it's funny because you wouldn't think of a self-sacrificer as someone needing control. You actually think of that person as just being completely vulnerable and victimized, and it's, if they don't do it, poor them, look at them, having to do all of the things and no one's helping them. Poor them, right? The only thing that's poor them is that they can't not have control. And it's this sense of, let me grab everything because I can't cope with the alternative, whether it be disorganisation or a bit of chaos or something fails or something falls on the ground. The over control, the over functioning is just coming from an intolerance of all of those things. And obviously it's deeper rooted. For me, it was rooted in a sense of, being made to feel bad. If I, through my earlier years, my developmental years, when some of my basic needs were being met, that wasn't met with an acknowledgement that that's just what needed to happen. It was met with a resentment, which then transferred into shame in me, and then a feeling like, well, I don't want anyone to meet my needs because that puts people out. That's a burden. I'm a burden. So let me just control everything so that I don't have to feel that way. And then in the pursuit of controlling everything, you just disempower people and they just become a passenger. You know, which is probably, when I summarise my contribution to the end of my relationship, that's what happened in a nutshell. You know, and you could explain that as, you know, how I would explain it as dependency and non-participation and non-contribution on the other person's part. But really, that's the byproduct of the control and the overcompensation of, you know, not wanting to feel certain levels of chaos or disruption, or, you know, not being able to tolerate that things aren't done in a certain way. You know, that Peggy didn't get XYZ for her birthday, so let me organise that 6 weeks in advance. You know, not give anyone else the opportunity to actually even, so it's all learning, people, it's all learning, you know. And I think, again, it's that willingness to face yourself, willingness to blame nobody else, to just go inside, have a look around, how are you contributing, you know. And again, another sort of takeaway from me is that I think women find difficult to let go of, like if your partner's not doing the work or the other person's, you know, not doing the work. And I'm not saying that about Steve. I'm not going to comment on his experience because that's not my story to tell. But I know when there are scenarios playing out that the other person's not doing the work, it's used as an excuse for you not to do the work. And I just don't want to use that excuse. And I did sort of have at times of my life based what I'm doing based on how much input or effort or what other people are doing as well. You know, and the reality is you just got to do you just got to focus on you. And energetically, once you become that person that's completely self-sufficient in their emotional experience and you're not pinning that on other people, you become in control of your own joy and your own satisfaction and your own meaningfulness, and none of that is disturbed by other people. It's not dependent on others. It's not relying on somebody to do XYZ. It's completely within your realm of control when you live your life like that, without expectation of others, with the sole focus being on your own healing, your own journey, your own regulation, you know, all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, I was walking on the beach going, oh, this is a bit deep for a Monday morning. What a way to start, just going full tilt into the wounds on a Monday morning. I haven't even started my day and I've done bloody a year's worth of therapy in an hour walk. Oh, but there you go. So I'm slowly just trying to learn that you can't leave food unattended. I come in, the ADHD scattered brain in me walks into my office with a cheese and bacon roll. Anyway, I see that one of my candles is done. So I'm like, oh, rather than eat my breakfast, I'll go get a new candle. And then I heard like this crash and I thought I heard it from outside. No, what was happening was in my office, Trevor had jumped up onto my desk and started eating my cheese and bacon roll. Like, he just helps himself, the dude, right? And he just does that. Like, I just forget. You can't just leave food on the bloody desk. Anyway, I'll learn it the hard way. And I'm spewing because I like my cheese and bacon rolls a certain way, like not overcooked, soft, a lot of bacon. And out of the packet of 4, that was the best roll. He fucking bit it. So I had to throw that out because he's not eating that. On another note, it's so interesting to me. Again, like if you watch my socials, you'll see that buying experiences for me are developmental. I look at opportunities for me to make large purchases as a stretch, a commitment to who I am. The fact that I move, money follows is one of my sort of my mantras around money, and it's actually created a lot of abundance and overflow in my world financially. Even though I invest big, you know, because of the stretch of my identity and who I'm becoming as a person that spends, I then attract people that spend and invest like I do. So yesterday, I've been thinking about this for a while, but haven't taken action on it. Yesterday, I found a sauna and an ice bath that I wanted to buy. And I'm like, right. So I emailed the people and said, can you give me a quote for a combo? They got back to me right away and they just gave me a quote for a sauna. So I went back to them and I said, no, like I need a quote for a package, the sauna and the ice bath. They got back to me and I had a look. I'm like, yeah, cool. I don't know, it was like 12 grand or something. I'm like, yeah, cool. Got back to them, but they were communicating on email and text. So on text, I messaged them back and I'm like, cool, happy with the quote. How can I proceed? Do you take Amex? Ghost. And I'm like, well, either you think I'm a dodgy scammer with a stolen Amex card, and you're just like, this can't be a real sale because this person just moves too quick, agreed too quickly, almost like on their part, they're probably sitting there thinking, this can't be this easy, because they probably, you know, take a bit more. When people are spending money like that, they probably take a little bit more time in their purchasing decision making, whereas I don't move like that. I move quick. So they ghosted me. They did not respond on text. I waited a few hours and I'm like, let me see if they've emailed me back actually. So then I emailed them and I'm like, hey, like, what are the next steps? Let's see if they've emailed. I bloody hate Gmail. You just never know because it just stacks emails. Oh yeah, I know that. They have responded on email. Okay, cool. I've got to make a deposit. But when was that? 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I probably started talking to them in the morning. But why not answer me on text and go, hey, I've sent you an email. Go and have a look. Just people in their sales processes, like, it's just fascinating to me. But I was convinced yesterday they thought I was a Nigerian scammer with a dodgy Amex card because they just went completely quiet. But yeah, looks like my sauna and my ice bath are on the way. I'll pay the deposit. Morning vlog world. I didn't intend to jump on now. I was literally just having a chat with someone on Voxer, and a lot came up, and I'm like, I need to share some of this stuff. So I just jumped off my Voxer. So I'm just trying to do my makeup at the same time because, you know, I can multitask here. I thought I would just jump on. Where's all this shit? God, this. I swear, if you guys saw this makeup drawer, you'd be like, are you okay? It is just a hot mess in here. Where's me bloody, there it is, me shit that I've been using. Right. But I had another coach reach out because we're all friends. Believe it or not, we don't really compete with one another. The main coaches in this industry anyway. There's a couple of weirdos out there, but I'm not saying that in a mean way, but people that are probably less inclined to want to collaborate and connect and are a bit more geared towards competition, which is absolutely not my vibe at all. Fuck, I forgot to put me down. Anyway, it's fine. Anyway, I had a coach reach out to me. It's funny because this coach is like, because I'm not big on like positive feedback, which is awful. Why wouldn't you want to be big on positive feedback? Like, it just, I don't know. But he oh no. Actually, I'll put the warning on here that he sent me. I'm about to send you something really soppy because you got to warn me, because I'm not normally that person that revels in appreciation and positive reinforcement. Probably another childhood fucking wound that I've got to work out, but anyway, put it on the list. But he probably just exposed who it is, because there's not many male coaches in our industry. But he said, oh, I just watched your vlog. And he's a bit scattered like me, you know, the concentration spans of a fucking nit. And he's like, I watched the whole thing. And it was just awesome. And I'm like, wow. One, that someone with the concentration span of a peanut could watch the whole bloody thing. And two, which is the reason why I want to share this with you, is I've had a lot of apprehensions coming into this vlog. A lot of apprehensions. And in fact, the development journey of producing this vlog is probably more what I'm interested in rather than the outcome. The outcome being some people watch it, like whatever. Maybe they won't, maybe they will, who cares? But monitoring myself through this process has been very, very interesting, in the sense that there's been moments where I've thought, oh, who's going to watch this shit, honestly? Like, am I even that interesting enough? And then I remind myself the purpose, and that's what you've got to do in life is, why am I doing this? Reconnect with purpose and intent. The intent that I've consistently tried to remind myself of is to document, and to document in a way that creates more deeper reflection and deeper contemplation for myself. Because some of the people that I've worked with, been lucky enough to be mentored by over the last couple of years, are very, very deep contemplators. They're very, very deep reflectors. And it's something that I've noticed about myself. Because of my peanut level concentration span, I'm just one of these people that just fucking just keeps moving on to the next thing. Deep thinking, next. So then the quality of what I get out of an experience, the learning and the opportunity that I get out of an experience is compromised because I just don't stop and think and contemplate long enough to look for the extra layers of opportunity or value or learning or whatever it is. So I thought if I actually stop myself and start talking out loud, some of my thoughts, some of my experiences, some of what goes on for me, some of the things that I, and then at the same time I'm sharing that process that then is then potentially having an impact on somebody else, and that's really helpful. It's like a double whammy. Not only am I slowing myself down through documentation, contemplation, and deeper thought, but I'm actually allowing you guys a window into that so that you benefit from it as much as I do. That was the only intention behind starting this vlog. Oh, that was it. There's no fucking link to my program. There's no nothing. Like, I don't care. This is not a money-making activity. This is a self-development activity, right? This is a self-exploration. Let's go deeper. Let's see what comes up as a result of me embarking on this journey. Like, who am I when I'm vlogging? What shadows unearth? And like I said, there has been some deep shadows around that oscillation of why I'm doing this, which is not really for anyone else, versus when I'm doing it thinking, does anyone care or is anyone interested? Even though shouldn't be connected to my purpose. So, I just thought I'd share that because there was a part of me that was relieved, and then I'm like questioning the relief because I'm like, remember, I don't care. I don't care. That's not what I'm doing it for. Whether someone watches the whole thing or not, I want to be unattached to that. But I'm also a fucking human being, right? With emotions and complexities and all of the things. So, yeah. So thank you to that person who watched the whole thing. It's like an hour too. Vlog one's an hour. They're not all going to be an hour. I'm probably going to aim for 30, 40 minutes. But very, very, it was nice. Nice to get a little lift me up like that. On another note, really exciting, but I've got a meeting with the clinical team this morning in Mexico that are going to be supporting me to facilitate the plant medicine journey for the retreat in May. And I've got to admit, I'm a little bit nervous because obviously working with overseas practitioners that might be running different models or different ways of facilitating, preparing, they're going to have maybe some opinions on how they want this to go. And it's hard because obviously when you've got I've obviously got opinions on how I want this to go, and then trying to marry it all up. I mean, we could all be on the same page. I have no idea. I literally have no idea what their preparation looks like. The challenge is, in my experience with, because a lot of the practitioners that are doing this are holistic practitioners. They're not, even though I have specifically tried to find clinical practitioners, definition of clinical versus holistic spiritual type practitioners, they're very, very different in the way that they approach plant medicine. And I'm coming more from, it's a bit more of an integrated approach, to be honest. Like, I'm not completely dismissing the spiritual elements because we will literally be in the jungle in Mexico when we're doing this. But I'm also very geared towards clinical preparation and doing things right and making sure that people are adequately equipped to go into the journey. They've got psychological tools and coping strategies. They're physiologically prepped. They're psychologically prepped, which unfortunately for me, when I engaged in my experience last year, I didn't have any of that because I went more down a shamanistic type route, and they don't operate like that. It's kind of like they have a bit of a chat. They tell you what your diet needs to look like. There's very minimal interaction with them before ceremony. You go into ceremony, we had a bit of a chat the next day, and then I was just on my own, right? And that is not how I want this experience to go for the participants that are coming to the retreat in Mexico. I want them really, really well prepped going into the ceremony, and I want them really, really well supported on the way out, and just clarifying the understanding of these clinicians and their role in that. Because obviously I've commissioned them to come in and take control. But obviously this is my retreat at the same time. So it's just a bit of sort of, how's this going to go? Like, am I going to be able to obviously play a big role in influencing how this needs to go? There's also some little points on, there are some views about medications and people coming into plant medicine ceremony unmedicated, medications in terms of mental health types of medications. I know they have a stance that they don't want people medicated, but, clinically and through the work that I've done, the training and the research and things like that, my stance on it is that I don't necessarily want to rip people off their medications to find them suitable for the ceremony, but at the same time, they need to appreciate that maybe the effects of the medicine won't be as profound, and that's okay, because my view is that, well, any experience is better than no experience, but I just don't know what stance these practitioners are going to take when it comes to medication. They could just point blank go, no, we don't facilitate medicine for anyone that's on medication. Whereas I've got this view that I'm kind of like, well, I'd just rather than be there, because you need to be a motherfucking badass, like I said the other day, to do this. The degree of self-trust, commitment, resilience that you need to have to actually follow through on this is a self-development journey in itself. You know, so even with or without, and I made the plant medicine optional because I don't even want to coax people into it. I want them to feel really sure that this is something that they want to experience in their life. So it is an optional as part of the retreat. But it's like, if you don't want to come off your medication, I don't want to exclude you, because I still think there's value in it. And clinically, like when we look at the research, there's no contraindications or anything like that for people that are medicated. It's just, they just don't get the same, potentially won't get the level of effect. And I'm okay with that, but I don't know whether they're going to be okay with that. Also, can we just take a moment for this hacienda that we've booked? How epic is it? Like I hadn't actually seen a video of it. Like obviously I've been involved in picking the hacienda, but more from a functionality perspective. Like how many rooms does it have? How many people can we accommodate? Like is there a group space that we can use for facilitating session? Blah, blah, blah. I've come at it completely at a practical angle. And then, yeah, I saw this video the other day and I'm like, holy moly, that's bloody amazing. About to get on an important meeting, as I mentioned before. About to turn my ring light on. Someone's been in my office. Any wild guesses who? And now it's broken. Fucking hell. These are a problem. Let me show you. These bastards, the deluxe ones, they were 40% off the other day. I can't help myself, for 40% off. And literally, they're just different to the normal Tim Tams. But I've got to have them every day. I mean, the problem is, I don't have an issue with having a sweet every day. It's how many times a day? Honestly, if there was one vice, actually two. If there was two vices, this is not very motivational of me at all, because I preach to everyone that you can do anything you want, but join in on my enable me here, enable me. If there was two things that I could completely eliminate, crave everything for, one would be sugar and the other one would be alcohol. And I drink a lot less now, way less than what I used to back in the day. But I will have, you know, one or two on the weekend. Like, is it necessary? Probably not. But that's just what I do. You know, so it's that reliance on... And then sugar, fuck me. It's like, I have a savoury and then I need a sweet. It's literally... What they put in this shit. Like, it literally just keeps you... It's like ChatGPT. Just keeps you asking you questions. Sugar. Keeps creating the cravings, the loops, you know. So get yourself some of those deluxe Tim Tams. They're amazing. Good morning. It is Thursday today, one of my favourite days of the week. Oh, there's a poor kitty there. Hope he's okay. Just dropped Peggy off at daycare. I don't work Thursdays and Fridays. I only work Monday to Wednesday, which I love. But on Thursdays, when I have Peggy, I just take her in sort of a bit later. There's no rush, just because I can just take my time. And generally Thursdays I have a bit of a personal admin day. And it, you know, that could include massages, pedicures, and calling trades, following up with people, you know, just shit that you need to do every day when you're at work you don't have time to do. So I love Thursdays because I get to tie off a lot of loose ends, get to spend time on my own, and that's awesome. Then normally on Fridays, Peggy doesn't go to her daycare. So tomorrow we actually have a trial at a bush kindy. So Peggy is, guys driving fast. Peggy's schooling, there's a new school yet to open. I'm pretty sure they did a very small intake this year. It's a nature-based learning school that's opened down in Currumbin. So she will be going there in 2 years' time. but they open a bush kindy preschool, and she'll go there from next year. But I didn't want to go from, she's in a Montessori daycare, but I didn't want to go from that environment straight into a bush kindy. So I found a bush kindy that has age ranges from 2 to 5 years old, and I'm going to break up the week. So she'll go to bush kindy 1 day a week, and she will go to Montessori daycare the other 3 days. Yeah, Peggy is a very energised little bunny, and I don't really rate the conventional schooling system. It never worked for me, so I don't expect that it's going to work for her. So yeah, basically exploring alternative methods of schooling has been something that I've been doing pretty much since she was born. And to be honest, like, I probably would have liked to homeschool her, but Steve, that was just a bit much for him. He was just like, a little bit too alternative for Steve. So the compromise was, a nature-based learning school, which I think is going to be great. I think the other thing is that, when I think about homeschooling, Peggy's a very social being. She does actually like other children, and the other dynamic is she's also an only child. So when I think in hindsight about the whole homeschooling thing, and you do join communities and things like that. Like, it's not like, they're isolated and they're never social. Like, homeschooling to me would be a very unstructured learning plan, most of it being outdoors and in nature, and connecting with other kids in some way, shape or form, whether it be through play-based or nature activity or whatever it is. So I think you can definitely make homeschooling what you want it to be, but there was also a part of, because Peggy's an only child, probably wanting her to spend more time in socialisation rather than less. So that's why we've landed on nature-based. So the school is called High Trees, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to, it's a couple of years away, but next year she'll go to bush kindy. I'm really looking forward to connecting with a community of like-minded parents that really do value learning in that way. And I also suspect that it's a private school, and it's not cheap, but I would suspect that the nature of the people sending their children to those schools would probably be entrepreneurial or business people. First of all, you've got to have the money to pay for it. Second of all, entrepreneurs are just free thinkers, so, and most of the entrepreneurs that I hang out with are very much anti-establishment, anti-system, which is pretty much, the mainstream schooling system. I don't agree with it. I don't, what they're teaching kids in school these days, I just don't, it's archaic. It doesn't help them thrive through life. They tokenistically run a meditation session or whatever every now and again, but emotional regulation and emotional intelligence needs to be at the forefront of education for me. It just has to be. That is the key skill in life, is emotional intelligence, not fucking like the bullshit that they teach, so yeah, like, I think back to the shit that I learnt in high school, like trigonometry and shit. It's like, when do we need that? Like, someone teach me how to read a fucking profit and loss report, man, at school. Someone teach me how to invest. Someone teach me about, stocks and investment strategy, like fucking life things. That's what I want my kid to learn at school. How to be a successful human being that's emotionally regulated and can build a life for herself that's rich and meaningful. That's it. And I just don't think the conventional schooling system is motivated or can cater to those aspirations, and that is fine, and that is why I seek alternative learning methods. So yeah, so I'm excited for today because I just get to hang. I've got heaps to do. I've got to pay the rest of the sauna and the ice bath so that I can organise the installers to come out. We've had 3 electricians out in the last couple of days. Oh my God. And it's like everyone's got an opinion. And some of it is really complicated in terms of, like, 2 of the electricians have said to me that they need to run wiring, like, from my switchboard, which is literally on the other side of the house, across the top of the house, and where I want the sauna, it's going to have wire hanging down to the sauna. And I'm like, we can't have that. And then the other electrician, which I think is the switched on electrician, he's like, no, we'll run it through this, that and the other thing, and we don't have to run the wiring over the top of the house, and you know, and I'll just hook it up to the pool lights. And we're just like, cool. But then the other electricians, when we didn't tell the other electricians that we had this quote of this guy that doesn't have to do what they're doing, but they were suggesting that it had to run from the main power because whatever is available in the pool, outdoor pool unit is not enough to run safely. And you know, whereas electrician number one, who's saying we can just hook it up to the pool lights, he seems to have a very creative way of doing it. So I hope he's right. He's going to come around today and just double check that he can do the things that he said he was going to do, because we said to him, these other electricians are just not agreeing with what you're saying. But anyway, I reckon I'll have a ice bath and a sauna installed within the next couple of weeks, which is really exciting. And then we can have ice bath chats and sauna chats. How cool will that be? And then I think I've got to go get my toes done today because they're looking very ordinary. Go get a pedicure, got to go to the chemist, got to go and buy Peggy some surprises because her sticker chart has hit a surprise point. Actually, that reminds me, I didn't do her sticker this morning because she brushed her teeth. Toilet training has absolutely died in the ass because we just fell off it this week and didn't send her training pants to school, and so we're going to be starting that all over again on the weekend, and then we're going to send her potty pants to school so that they can keep on going. I feel like she's like, if we were consistent, I reckon she'd be there, but yeah, back to the drawing board with that one for tomorrow. And yeah, so that's my day. Might check in, might not, we'll see. So here we are again, guys, trying to buy something from Temu. Please click on the object that only appears once. What are you even talking about? Like, these are all objects. Like, they all look the same. Unless they're going by colour, but then there's only one blue one and there's only one grey one. Like, you have to be fucking Albert Einstein to work this shit out. All right. Failed that one. Click on the letter above the sphere. Oh, shit. Letter. I'm clicking on the letter above the sphere. Fucking hell. Oh. Click on the shape closest to the yellow number. This. Bitch, it's wrong. Oh, look out. Far out, man. Trying to buy a couch cover for the dog. Guys, we're in trouble. Look what was half price. What's this, Miss Peggy? What is it?
I'm making.
Is this your prize for your chart for all your stickers? Because you got another one, didn't you?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
You're copying Daddy very well.
Oh, what are you making?
I'm making ice cream.
Oh wow, even the little ice cream is chocolate. What does that look like?
Yeah, here's another ice cream.
Peggy, what does that look like? Does that look like Trevor's poo-poo? Does that look like Trevor's poo-poo?
Do you want me to help you?
No, she's not into that. She's
Better pull this up all the way.
she's busy, man.
Now you try.
You're busy. Look at your surprise. Oh my goodness. You're so lucky. Now we just need to do more Wii's so we can get more prizes, yeah? Or no? Hello, Mr. Shopkeeper. Are you making ice creams today?
I'm making.
Okay. Can I please have a chocolate ice cream?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. How much is that, please? Excuse me? How much is the ice cream?
Okay.
Oh, okay. Is this my ice cream over here, sir?
Yes.
Can I have my ice cream, please? I've been waiting a long time. Is this my...
Fly.
Oh, you've got flies on your ice creams?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I don't think that's a very... that might be a bit of a health concern, don't you think?
Fly.
Is this my ice cream, sir, that you've just dropped on the ground? Is this my one?
No. No.
Oh my goodness. Well, I ordered like half an hour ago.
No, stop.
Oh, he's very rude. What are you eating, Peggy? Trevor.
No.
What are you eating?
I got it in.
What's this called?
No.
It's okay. What's this called?
That.
What's this called?
No.
No, that's mango. And what's this one? Croissant.
Can
Can you say croissant?
No, cookie, no.
No, Trevor. Peggy, can you say croissant?
That's all.
Croissant. It is literally like the worst downpour. Peggy was meant to be going to bush kindy today. Does not look like that is going to happen. So, oh, she won't get to trial today, but I think we'll go to Ninjas instead because we can't stay inside all day. Happy Valentine's Day vlog. It's Saturday and it's Valentine's Day. So I've actually been reflecting on Valentine's Day because obviously I am separated at the moment. Even though it doesn't, as you all know, Steve's staying at my place at the moment because he's recovering from a hernia operation. So he's still here. But I've just been reflecting on and doing a lot of work, not even just reflecting on partnership and what it means to actually be a good partner. And, you know, I think a lot of my relationship experience has been spent in obviously probably being hyper focused on the other person and what the other person's doing or not doing and how that makes me feel in my primary roles in intimate relationships. And I've really, over the last, as I mentioned on another vlog piece, that I had been doing a relationship development program where I was learning that, you know, the cycle that I've been stuck in is this cycle of overdoing and then feeling resentful in relationships. And again, when I think about the outward focus that I've had, and you could call it blame, you know, I've been very externally focused on the reasons why I'm not happy in my relationship and not enough focused on what I'm doing and what I'm contributing and what I can be doing differently. And, you know, that's the essence of anyone's, I think, journey on self-development, when you really start to look in and become the centerpiece to your own joy and happiness. That's where you actually start to experience life differently and you start to attract relationships and people that are more aligned, you know? So a big part of that for me is just trying to break some of the cycles of behavior that I've been engaged in that have not contributed to healthy dynamics in my life. And this being Valentine's Day today, I think the biggest gift that you can give yourself is the body of work that you need to focus on to live the best life that you possibly can, particularly in the context of relationships. I think I have so many conversations with clinic owners, and, you know, my world is full of clinic owners that are actually doing the work. Oh God, what was that just come off my Hermes? Barcode, didn't even know that was on there. In my program, we do the psychological work. You know, so it's evident that when you actually start doing the work, either you're going to outgrow the people that are around you, or you're going to facilitate a new version of your relationship that's more meaningful, more committed, more satisfying. What's going on with this? And generally just makes you happier, you know. And for a lot of the salon and clinic owners that I work with that are doing this work, for some of them, they look around and go, yeah, this is interesting because I'm doing this work, and then maybe I'm realizing that, you know, if people are not going to come along for the journey, then I really need to evaluate who's in my life and how sustainable that's going to be, you know. Or you can provide a pathway for other people in your life to be able to meet you where you're at. And that pathway comes through feedback. It comes through healthy communication. It comes through making sure that people understand what your needs are, giving them the opportunity to rise. Not just you doing the personal growth and then looking around and going, well, everyone's a fucking numbskull and I'm just going to leave all my relationships. I'm just going to end all these friendships. I'm just going to, you know, development is just not that cut and dry. You know, so often when salon and clinic owners are talking to me about their husbands, their partners, they're going, oh, I don't know if this is for me. And it's like, well, have you really been open with what it is that you're looking for? Have you really been consistent in communicating your needs? Have you really been committed to stating your boundaries and giving people opportunities? Or have you been triggered and not stepped forward, shrunk yourself? You know, send mixed messages to people about, you know, the expectations. Like, and most of the time that's what's happened. They haven't stood in power. They haven't communicated. They haven't expressed boundaries. They're in the pathway to that. They've been experimenting with that, but they haven't really truly done it at the level that's allowed people around them to either rise or shed. You know, so my message to you on this Valentine's Day is you are the bearer of your own destiny when it comes to relationships. If you are in relationships that are not serving you, that is on you. And what do you need to do differently to obviously either facilitate a healthier relationship or to shed and make decisions about the relationship that you're in, you know? There's always a role that you can play in this, because it is, I know, it's so much easier to just fucking blame other people. Trust me, I've done it. Like, I've done it for a long time in intimate relationships. I've been a little bit more competent in business and in leadership, but that inner child wound has got me in intimate relationships. So that's what I'm changing. Morning vlog. I'm going to head down to breathwork Sunday morning. Yay! And I'm hard launching the YSL because I'm meeting my friend Amanda for breathwork, and she's like, you've got to bring her, I've got to meet her. So the YSL's hard launching at breathwork, which is not where I would imagine I would hard launch a YSL, but you know, YOLO. And this is my first in-person breathwork for 2026, which is absolutely disgusting in my opinion. I should have been, I've very much been missing my breathwork. I go down to, what are you doing, bro? Breathwork Bali and Breathwork Bali. I love Breathwork Bali, but I wish Breathwork Bali were here. I go down to Breath House in Burleigh. And amazingly, the universe, of course, always conspiring in our favour, there is a facilitator there by the name of Brad. Brad is just an angel sent from heaven. He sings, he just an amazing facilitator. The only problem with Brad is that Brad normally does Sunday nights, and I went and did a Sunday night session with Brad, and I was too activated and I couldn't sleep. I didn't have a very good sleep. So when we went to book this morning, yesterday, we're like, oh my God, Brad's on the morning session, because Brad doesn't normally do mornings. So we're very excited. We've got Brad in the morning. And then I'm going to catch up my friend Amanda. She owns a clinic down in Brisbane. Actually has been a client of mine for a very long time. Not so much anymore, because now she works for me as a support coach. We're going to catch up and talk a few things business. We're going to talk a bit of shop. It's been a while since I've chatted to Mandy about shop. And see how she's going on down there. Have a coffee. I'm actually just happy to be out of the fucking house, to be honest. It's been torrential rain the last few days. Yesterday, just shit weather. Took the dog out walking in the rain yesterday. I had to. Like, it's just, we're getting cabin fever. So, and I would at least be down on the beach a couple of times, but it's just shit weather. Weather where you just stay inside and wonder when the sun comes back. So, yeah, bit shit, but that's all right. We're going out to breathwork. We're going to have a coffee. We're going to talk shop on a Sunday, and yeah, happy days. How are you? This is my friend Mandy. Hello, Mandy. Say hello to YouTube.
Hi, YouTube.
And she's just meeting the YSL. How do you feel?
Oh, nice to meet you.
Is it interesting or is it boring?
Right.
So we've just done breath work and now we're going to poison our bodies. It's about cleansing poison. It's all about balance. I couldn't turn this down. It said white chocolate mousse something or other. Let me give you a teaser. Hang on. Red velvet, but white chocolate mousse. I don't know. That's weird. But who doesn't love a red velvet?
It's the bum. It's always the bummer that was on for me.
It's got to be. I swear, my croissant buying has been very hit and miss. Like, I've decided I need them toasted. I can't have them fresh, because if you get it fresh and it's not like cooked on that day, it tastes like balls.
Cardboard.
But this is nice.
So everybody at home. The layers.
There's me dessert. I've been mad on sugar. I've still been mad on sugar, yes.
Not wrong thing. Well, we know what sugar does to me. Not good things.
But my average intake at the moment is at least a couple of Tim Tams dinner. A licorice log and an ice cream.
Sometimes used to do that to me. They used to just fall into my mouth.
That's my ratio. That's where I'm at right now. It's like a. Anyway, I need my coffee just to balance this out a little bit.
Yeah. That's a tomorrow problem.
Happy Sunday. So after our little coffee and breath work, my favourite homeware shop of all time is in Burleigh on James Street, and I bought this little number. I just love it. Look at Esmeralda. Isn't she beautiful? Turn around this way. How nice does she look? I got this from there as well ages ago before Christmas, but this is my latest purchase. Stunning. We're going to get our toes done because number one, I need to get my toes done, but number two, it's still raining and I need to find ways to get her out of the house. Hey, you need to find ways to entertain you because if you just stay in the house, we could go a little bit crazy like mummy. Hey, so we're going to go get our toenails done, aren't we? She just wants to press the off button. We're going to go get our toenails done. Let's go do our toenails and do some shopping. God help me. Food shopping with a 3-year-old. Yay! We have to have a bus ride before we get nails done. Hi, Peggy. You going to wave? You're driving the bus. Which one? Show mummy. What? Which one? The pink one?
Yeah.
You want that one?
Yeah.
Which one? Point to it. You want purple? You want that one?
Yeah.
Okay, pink sparkles. Okay. Peggy, you want some water?
Yeah.
I don't know. You want some water? I don't know if you need water for your nails. We're just going to paint them straight on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you remind me which colour are you going to have again? Peggy, which colour?
Me?
Green?
Yeah.
Okay, she's changed her colour choice about 6 times. So at this stage we don't know what colour she's going to get. We'll see. There she goes, getting her nails done. I've selected for her because the decision changed about 5 times and then the last decision was this one and I'm like, I don't think we want terracotta. Wow, Peggy, that's a pretty colour. Better than the terracotta. You're getting a massage, bub. What is it? What is it? What's it doing? What is it doing?
Coffee.
You want a coffee?
Yeah.
Oh, not only did she get her nails done, but now she wants a coffee. I don't know what I'm setting myself up for here. Okay, so you're here for surgery today, Miss Peggy. Where's all the utensils? Oh my goodness me, you're very sneezy today. We're just going to have you give you your sleep gas. Sleep gas. Breathe in, please. Deep breaths. Okay, what are we having done today? Oh, you're very hiccupy. Where's my surgery tools? Here. Okay, we're having a lower facelift, upper bleph. Is that what we're having? Is that what we're having? Okay, we'll just cut off this double chin here. And then like this. Oh, she's very... And then we're going to lift up the face here. Okay, let's wake her up. You've got a new face. You got a new face. Wake up. Oh, excuse you. Are you okay? You waking up from surgery? Oh, you're having a bit of a pick at the same time. Oh, lovely. You finished? Is it mummy's time for surgery now?
Okay.
Okay. What is it? My blanket. Excuse me. What are we doing today? You're going to give me a full facelift? Full facelift? I'll need extra anaesthetic, thanks. I tend to wake up. Extra anaesthetic, please.
Uh-oh.
Excuse me, doctor? 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 Have you finished doing my face? I feel like I haven't even started. Can you cut my double chin off? Doctor? Excuse me, doctor? Excuse me? Doctor? You cut my double chin off?